Once upon a time in a small town called Greenbrier, there was a woman named Ella who had recently lost her husband to a long battle with illness. Ella was devastated by her loss, as her husband had been her rock and confidant throughout their many years together. His absence left an unfillable void in her heart, and she was unsure how to carry on. As the days passed, Ella's grief weighed heavily upon her, and she found herself drawn to the garden her husband had cultivated with such love and care. It was there that she began to find solace, planting flowers as a way to honor her husband's memory. For Ella, it seemed as if each flower she planted was a symbol of their love, a tangible representation of the bond they had shared. The more time Ella spent in the garden, the more her love for plants and flowers grew. She began to read about horticulture, learning about different species and their needs. As her knowledge grew, so did her garden, which soon blossomed into a vibrant and colorful haven. One day, as Ella watered her flowers, she glanced up and noticed her neighbor, a young mother named Lily, watching her from across the fence. Lily had been struggling with depression after the birth of her son, and the sight of Ella's garden had been a bright spot in her otherwise bleak days. Seeing an opportunity to connect, Ella invited Lily to join her in the garden, offering to teach her the art of nurturing plants. As they worked side by side, Ella shared her love for gardening and the peace it brought her. In turn, Lily found solace in the rhythm of their work and the beauty of the flowers that surrounded them. News of Ella's garden quickly spread throughout Greenbrier, and soon, her neighbors began to ask for her help with their own gardens. With each new project, Ella's garden grew, transforming the neighborhood into a lush, colorful oasis. As the flowers bloomed, so did a sense of community, with neighbors bonding over shared projects and newfound passions. In time, Ella's grief began to lessen, her heart healing one flower at a time. As she looked around at the transformed neighborhood, she realized that her love for her husband had not only brought beauty to her own garden, but had also inspired others to find healing and happiness through gardening. Years later, Greenbrier was known far and wide for its beautiful gardens and strong sense of community. As Ella walked through the neighborhood, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the journey that had led her there. She understood that although her husband was no longer with her, his spirit lived on in the blooming flowers and the love they had spread throughout the town. The story of Ella and her garden became a symbol of hope and healing for the people of Greenbrier. It served as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, beauty and love can still be found, one flower at a time.